All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. So excited to have you here today. I don't know where I picked up saying y'all. People call me out on this all the time. I'm from Arizona. I have no business with the howdies and the y'alls, but it's a part of me now. So it should be February 6th when I am uploading this, which means we are 3 days away from this Super Bowl. I was blissfully unaware that the Birds were just as hated as the Chiefs. I can understand why. The fan base is a lot to handle. I'm pretty sure we all want to unite against the Chiefs getting a three-peat. So put on your green and spell the word Eagles for me. That's all you gotta do. But that is actually not what we're talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about my 12-month challenge for 2025. I wanted to share it with you guys in case anyone is interested in doing it with me. So one thing about me is that I'm heavy into self-improvement. Y'all might not know that about me, which is part of the reason I wanted to start doing more personal content to let you guys get to know another side of me. And I do this in all kinds of ways. Sometimes I'll do a challenge for 30 days. I'm really into like nailing down a good morning routine, going to bed early, all of these kinds of things. Diet, I am heavy into it. And I decided for 2025, I'm going to do a different 30-day challenge for each month. I actually saw a friend of mine do this many years ago, and I thought that was such a brilliant, fun idea to keep the year constantly fresh and challenging. And so I am going to be doing my own version of that. Obviously, it is February, so I failed to clue you guys into it at the beginning of the year, but we're doing it now, better late than never. So what I have in mind is each month I'm going to upload a video kind of recapping how the previous month went as far as whatever that challenge was, and talk about what I'm going to do to prepare for the next month's challenge. Now for this video, since I am just now bringing it up, I am going to outline the entire year. That way, if you want to participate or do this along with me, then you can also plan for it. So since it is February, we're going to be recapping January, which was dry January. Now, full disclaimer, if I do not succeed at these, I will be absolutely transparent, and I did not succeed at dry January. In my defense, I got engaged on New Year's Eve, and I made this whole plan before I was engaged. And so there were just a couple of things that happened throughout January, throughout the wedding planning process. Like we started looking at venues and we got our photos done, and it just felt like a celebratory event. And so after those, we went and got like a glass of wine or something. Nothing crazy by any means, but yeah, so I guess it was more of a damp January, but I didn't know I was getting engaged, and I'm not gonna stop myself from having a celebratory glass of wine, damn it. Moving on. For February, I am doing no fast food. I want to try to set myself up for as much success for each of these challenges as possible. And I know that the times in which I get fast food are always when I am in the car dying of hunger. And I need something right then. And a steaming hot Chick-fil-A sandwich just sounds good in a way that nothing has ever sounded good before. So I need to avoid that situation. So the plan here is to meal plan for the entire month. That way, each Sunday, I know what I'm going to the grocery store to get. I don't have to do the meal planning that week, because that's where I tend to get caught up, is I will wait until a Saturday or Sunday to be like, what do I want to eat this week? And then I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. And then I don't go grocery shopping until like a Wednesday, and then I've eaten fast food Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It's a vicious cycle. And so we are going to meal plan the entire month. If you guys are interested in what I end up meal planning for the month, let me know. I'm more than happy to share that. I'm also going to be sharing each week what I'm grocery shopping and meal prepping for that week on my TikTok and my Instagram. So make sure that you are following me on those down below. But I think we got this. I think if I plan properly, I can resist fast food. Now, I do want to clarify when I say fast food, because sometimes people will say like, well, Chipotle is not fast food, or Mod Pizza. If it's sitting ready and prepared, I'm considering it fast food. If I can drive through and get it, it is fast food. So that even includes like Jersey Mike's. I love Jersey Mike's. Fast food. Basically, I am trying to force myself to eat at home because a lot of these also now, again, unknowingly, we have a wedding to save for. So trying to save money everywhere we can, and these challenges just so happen to help with that. But moving into March, we are doing No Buy March. Now, what does that mean? Some of you get it, some of you don't. My mom was confused. It means we are not purchasing anything that is not absolutely necessary. Now, how am I determining if it's necessary? 2 simple rules. Is it a grocery that I'm going to eat that week? Or is it a refill of an item that I use regularly? And by regularly, I mean more than 2 or 3 times a week, at least. If it fits one of those 2 categories, then it's a necessity and I am allowed to buy it. But house decor, I'm not allowed to buy it. And if you know me, then you know house decor is my Achilles heel. It is where I go down. I love a good seasonal garland. I absolutely love the knicks and the knacks. I love to buy a book. I love to shop, you guys. So this one is going to be a challenge. Oh, actually, I did add a 3rd category. If it is a wedding related expense, I'm not going to count it because I'm just a girl, basically. Yeah, so that's that one. Moving on to April, we are doing Whole Foods only. So doing research for this, I saw that a lot of people say that when you're doing a whole food diet, you should also not eat meat. I do not, I'm not subjecting myself to this slander. I will definitely be eating meat. What I have in mind is meats, vegetables. If I want something sweet, fruit, I'm also going to allow myself to have cheese because if I'm cutting out like a lot of other processed things, I am going to be careful about the ingredients. I will say maybe if there's more than 3 or 4 ingredients, I probably won't have it. I think that's it for this one. Again, I am going to have to meal prep or meal plan for this entire month. That way I know exactly what I have to go to the store to get. If you guys have suggestions on protein for this one, because I don't know how I'm going to get my protein in with the whole food diet, because my main sources of protein are, I eat a lot of meat, but then I'll do like a protein bar, a protein shake, a yogurt, something of that nature to supplement the remaining grams or whatever. So if you have any suggestions, let me know, because I didn't think about protein. That's April. And then May, we are doing no added sugars. This one is going to be really difficult, and I feel like I said that about each and every one of them. But it's called a challenge for a reason, isn't it? Now, I am a sweet tooth girly. I love to sit on the couch and eat sweets and watch a movie. It's one of my greatest joys in life, frankly. I love sweets. So this is gonna be incredibly difficult. Again, the things that I'm going to be doing to help myself succeed in this is not having the temptation in the house to begin with and replacing it with things that I am allowed to have. Now, I chose May for this specific one because a lot of really good fruits are going to be coming back into season. Watermelon, cantaloupe, strawberries, things of this nature. So I do think I can do it. Even just think about watermelon. My God, that sounds so good. I can do anything that I put my mind to, folks. And I have my mind set on this, and we're going to accomplish it. If you guys have any tips or tricks on avoiding added sugars, let me know. Because it's literally in everything. It's in everything. So, fantastic. Next, June is going to be 30 minutes of outdoor activity every single day. I chose June, obviously, because it's going to be getting warmer. The pool's going to be open. And it does not have to be physical activity. Like I don't have to go on a hike or anything like that. I just have to be outside with the sun touching my skin. So if I want to go lay out by the pool, that will count as my 30 minutes. I think that one's gonna be really easy. I spend so much time outside when it's warm, but I am by nature an inside person. I am an indoor cat. I like to watch movies and read and do puzzles, and the outdoors, it's not my thing, really, unless there's a pool. That's pretty much my exception. I don't really like to hike. I don't really like to do these sorts of things. So I want to challenge myself. Next, we got July. We are doing 5 a.m. wake ups every single day. So I would say I'm pretty good about waking up early most days. I wake up anywhere between 5 and 6:30 Monday through Friday. Now, I think like anyone, I do go through periods of time where I'm sleeping in a little bit later than that. Sometimes I'm up a little bit earlier than that. It really does fluctuate. But the thing is I've never been consistent. I've never woken up at the exact same time consistently. And I will say right now, today that I'm filming this is January 29th, and all of January, basically, I've been in a terrible slump. I have been sleeping through all of the alarms. I have been refusing to get out of bed. Part of it is just so dang cold, which is partially why I chose July for this challenge. The sun is going to be coming up earlier. It's going to be warm. It's just more motivating. It's easier to get up when those factors are going on. So I know this one's gonna be hard because when I initially wake up and when my alarms go off, it's so easy for me to turn them off. And I've tried, like the whole like put your phone across the room. I have my alarm clock right there. I use an old-fashioned alarm clock, you guys, and I hear it go off. It even turns on, like it turns on a light, so my whole room is lit up. And I sleep with a sleeping mask, and I just pull it back down, and I sleep through it. Like I literally have become my own worst enemy. This last month has been so bad. So we need to fix this. I will probably start implementing other things, like gradually waking up earlier before July. Because if I were to just try to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day in July without prepping myself a little bit, we're gonna flop. It's just not gonna be good. So I will probably like start doing gradually earlier wake ups leading up to that. And then that will bring us to August, which is no simple carbs. So important to note that there are simple carbs and there are complex carbs. Simple carbs are going to be like, think empty calories, a soda, candy, white bread, white pasta, stuff like that, where it's refined or something. I actually don't know the process. All I know is that your body breaks it down quicker, and it gives you like a burst of energy, but it quickly depletes and then you're tired. Whereas complex carbs, it takes your body longer to break them down, so it gives you a more stable amount of energy for a longer period of time. So that's going to be things like whole wheat pasta, sweet potatoes. Basically, the goal here is to nourish my body in the most efficient way possible. So I don't want to be having carbs or calories that aren't actually helping me or doing anything for me. So there's the goal. And then that will bring us into September, which I want to journal every single day. I am a big journaler. I will say the last year have not been doing it very much, but I think journaling is incredibly important. If you are somebody who has anxiety or depression or any of these like mental illnesses, journaling is such a valuable tool because it allows you to get it out of your head. And I'm such a big proponent of getting it out of your head, because it almost feels like your head can only hold so many things at once, and then once it reaches that capacity, it's just like things are bouncing around in there and you're not getting anywhere. You're not making any progress. You're not thinking through anything. You're not getting anywhere because your head is at capacity. So getting it out on paper and being able to see it and visualize it and just getting it out of your head, I swear, is very cathartic. So for that reason, journaling is useful, but it's also useful because it's a log of your life. Like I have journals from 10 years ago, 15 years ago even, and looking at the problems that I was facing as a young teenager that I thought were earth-shattering, that I thought my life was going to end over. And it didn't. And it is a reminder that life goes on and you will survive this. You will get through this. So I'm such a big proponent of journaling, and I will probably do it more often before September, but for September, I want to do it every single day. So for October, I want to get in at least 7,000 steps every single day. I know the big hoopla right now is 10,000 steps. Hear you, acknowledged, you're heard. I don't think it's realistic for me. I work a desk job, and then when I'm not working my desk job, I am sitting at a desk at my house working on my podcast and my social media, and I don't have a walk pad. I don't have a treadmill. I don't have any of these things that the girly pops are using. So for me, I think between my daily activity, the gym, and then throwing in an evening walk, I can hit 7,000. These goals are meant to be challenging, but also attainable. Like if you don't think that you can do one of these, then carve out a weekend of that month where you don't do it, because the goal is to give yourself confidence in yourself that you can obtain these things and that you can accomplish these things. So all of these things are malleable. If you need to shift or change any of these challenges to be something that you feel like you can accomplish, now don't make it so easy to where it's not a challenge though. Like you have to strike that balance of like, this is definitely a challenge, but it's also obtainable. For me, I don't think 10,000 is attainable. Just the way that my life is currently, I spend too much time sitting at a desk. That's that. Maybe one day I will have a hot girl walk pad or whatever, but today isn't that day. And September won't be that day either. October, what month are we on? Moving on to November, we are doing no TV. Now, as mentioned, I am a huge fan of cozying out on the couch, watching a movie, binge watching a show. Love it. I love to see it. I love to do it. I should stop. So for November, I'm going to do no TV and just see how many books I can read without that added distraction. I will say if like we have company over or anything like that, like I'm not going to be like, I can't see the TV. I can't. Okay, it's not that serious. My apologies if the lighting or angle looks different. My camera died in the middle of recording, so fantastic. I personally feel like I do a good amount of reading. I feel like I probably read more than the average person, but I don't read as much as I would like. And I know that coming home and getting hooked on a TV show, for example, right now, I'm rewatching The Vampire Diaries. And so all I want to do is watch Vampire Diaries. And I just am so certain that there are more productive things that I could be doing with my time. So that is what we are dedicating November to. And then finally, December, we are doing no social media. So I have done no social media in the past. For like 2 or 3 years, I was doing it in January. And so I'm excited to do it for December this year. I feel like it's the perfect time to do it because it's holiday season and you get to unplug from the internet and plug in to reality and hanging out, spending time with loved ones. And I know that social media is so ingrained into our lives, into our day-to-day routines, everything we do. Everyone is just so addicted to their phone, but it's just so important to have these regular reminders that it's not real life. Most of the things that you see online aren't real. And what is real is your relationships and your life, and we can't forget to partake in that and to live our lives and to spend time with the people that matter. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be the thing that matters. That's going to be the thing that's important. So very excited for all of these. Now, as I kind of touched on, if you guys are interested in doing this, but you don't feel like some of these are as obtainable for you, the goal here is to set realistic goals for yourself. So if, for example, 7,000 steps is too much, then do 5,000 or 6,000. Just find that balance of it still being a challenge. Like you have to do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do in order to accomplish it, but also it's obtainable. It's something that you know that you can physically do. It's just a matter of going out and doing it. Because one of the greatest benefits of doing challenges like this is it builds your confidence, and it builds your trust in yourself, right? Because when you constantly are telling yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this or that or whatever it is, and then you don't do it, you lose trust in yourself. You start thinking, oh, I never stick to my word. I never stick to what I'm going to say. And imagine if you spent 12 months sticking to your word for no one else except for yourself. I think that would do wonders for your self-confidence and the way you view yourself. And I think that having trust in your own abilities to commit to something and do something is incredibly important. It is a key part of discipline, right? So yeah, I'm very excited to do this. I'm really excited to do this with you guys. I will probably do more short form content about this on Instagram and on TikTok. If you want to check me out on there, they will be linked down below. And if there's anything else that you guys want to see, just let me know. I'm more than happy to check it out. And I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, and give this video a thumbs up before you head out. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.